Okay, another video. I thought I discovered there's a number of different AI texture solutions. The current one I'm looking at is this Auto Painter AI. The only problem being that it uses Stable Diffusion, and the recommendation was to use it through Automatic 1111, which is this I think they got a Gradio web interface. So it's a bit like the Comfy UI thing, although there's no sort of nose in it. It's just a page with tabs. I mean, much like all the Hugging Face stuff is basically this great Gradio thing. So yeah, I'm running Stable Diffusion. I mean, here we go. So this should, this looks very similar to the Hugging Face thing. So the thing about it is the address there, right? Because this is what the plugin hooks into. If you go local, it's the same address, right? You go test server, right? That's fine, and then you can go like that, and it will load in. It needs these control nets, which are things that we've done in Critter. It's using the normal and the depth, and also the model here. We can change that. So I kind of prefer realistic vision. And then we need to save the scene before it lets us do anything. So save scene. Blender 5 or Untitled 5. Terrible naming. Okay. And also the output folder. Again, I'm going to go with the desktop. Texture. Come on. Texture. Yeah, texture's right. Accept. That's where they're going to go. So the first thing you need to do is generate the depth and normal, and then that's fed as control nets to Stable Diffusion, and it's quite clever. It does like generates multiple views of the. It's this very similar to the triplanar mapping. You can see it just puts it in all these different views, and then it renders them out. So we then have. You can see there's little thumbnails there of it, of a depth version and a normal version, and that's what's run through Stable Diffusion. So what we're going to do is going to go military robots, and then we go. I'm going to set this to 2K. That's about as high as we can go. Then we're going to have to upscale it, I think, if we want it any higher. And then we're all good to go. Then we just hit generate. Only problem I was having is I couldn't really get the baker to work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it needs to be set to cycles or something, perhaps, because it might be using some sort of path tracing to do the bake, perhaps. Again, this is not this is really, the object should be topologized and UV'd before you do the texturing, but I'm just just speeding through stuff. So just wait for it to do the thing, and it should tell us it's doing stuff, and you can see the things are happening. So presumably when that's at 100% we'll get our texture, he says. And then it's quite interesting. What it does is it sets up a shader. So if you actually have a look at the image, and it basically does the triplanar mapping method of mapping it from the top, front, back, side, and then fading it off as it goes round. So if we were to have a look at the shader is quite complicated, relatively speaking. So you'd want to bake that, and then the baking, I have to say, I couldn't get to work, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, this is I'll show you in a second. Oh, come on. Let's just have a look at the image it's created from Stable Diffusion in the image editor. So this I've probably taken to Comfy UI. I mean, it's pretty cool. Taken to Critter or Photoshop or Topaz and upscale it. So if we stick the texture view on, you can see. And this is 2K, although it's a little bit. I mean, I think it's partly the blending. The back looks a bit weird. We got so you could yeah, you could. I mean, I think you're gonna have to mess about with it a bit, but still, it's better than what I was getting out of the Haiyuan 3D whatever. It's texture. At least we have control here, a bit more control. I'd say take this into Topaz or something to upscale it, and then maybe do work on the textures a bit more. And then when you're happy, I guess just replace it, and then do the bake, right? But it seems a bit crunched. The gamma seems a bit off. So that it does have, as I say, there is this baking feature and also upscaling feature, but I can't get either of them to work, which is a bit annoying to say the least. But yeah, if I just get the panel, you'll see the properties. See, it's 2K, but obviously it's 2K split over all these views, right? So you'd really, I would think, ideally probably want it 8K or something. But yeah, so this is kind of an interesting, so you could work on this in Photoshop or something, right? But let's hide the camera or do that. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's this display texture. If it's I'm gonna stop, but because it seems crisper here, than actually in here. So I'm just wondering if there's some weirdness going on. But as I say, the shader is a bit weird, or rather, it's quite clever in that it's all doing it in the one map. But it's sort of, as I say, it's mapping sort of top, bottom, front, back, left, right, sort of thing, as you can see in the thing. So let's have a look. Materials. Put the yeah, still sort of familiarising myself with it. It's going to help if we actually search for the yeah, I'm going to stop the video there. But yeah, so it's anyway. It was just, I was kind of pleased that I found a sort of texturing, an AI texturing method, to do stuff. Okay, that's it.